Hey there, guys. How's it going? My name is Sumed Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today, I'll be breaking down an interaction of Russell Brand in this interview based on his ability to stay in that very witty flow state. He uses a lot of sexual innuendo, he uses a lot of gestures, and he's really, really great here at establishing boundaries when people are picking on him or trying to be passive aggressive. He handles it very well, and he uses that tongue fu in such a way that you could notice it in this particular interview. I hope you enjoy my breakdown. Let's get right into it. Let's start this off. Let's see here.
X, Russell Brand. This summer he's embarking on his first ever worldwide comedy tour, the Messiah Complex. Katty Kay and Brian Shackman are here as well. And
look how he's just like looking around. You get what I'm saying? He's like that nonchalant kind of rock star look. Like he's sort of just like, looking around, getting a feel for the place. I think he's trying to, first of all, get a feel for the environment where he's at right now. So he's kind of looking around. He's like, just establishing things, and when he does make eye contact, it is very strong. Notice that.
he already told Brian that he might want to disrobe. I'm just saying.
I just thought maybe I could loosen up a little, show a little more chest hair, and he said maybe I should.
All right, so this guy is clearly trying to get Russell's attention. It's a little bit of a AMOG, as you'd say, like alpha male, trying to get his attention. And the best way to deal with an AMOG or an alpha male of the group is to compliment him, be on his side in a sense. And let's see what happens from here.
I think Russell can do that. You look fantastic.
Yeah. That is a very kind compliment. You also look beautiful.
All right, so this is fantastic. So when someone gives you a compliment, you give a compliment back, right? It's the law of reciprocity, and he does that really well here. So you're looking really good. Hey, thank you for that compliment. I also want to say that you're looking very beautiful. Okay? And it matches his character. He's not doing it in like an offensive way, calling her beautiful, right? He does it in a very smooth, casual way to make them feel comfortable, in a sense. So when someone gives you a compliment, give a compliment back. But also receive the compliment. Don't be like, oh, thank you so much, and overdo it, and don't underdo it either. It's like, thanks, and, I also want to compliment you for it. And that's just your energy, He has a specific kind of energy that's very radiant and giving. It's not very inwards and like, thinking about things a lot. It's very giving, it's very warm, it's very friendly.
Brian, you are free to wear whatever you want. This is one of your freedoms that is afforded to you.
This is one of your freedoms that is afforded to you, okay? And he says that. He says, I appreciate that, So he's like, maybe I was going to show a little bit of chest hair or whatever. And then, like, Brian, you're allowed to do whatever you want, right? It's like, why are you asking me for approval, It's quite an intelligent response.
So the boots. The boots are.
I want to see them. Come on, put them on the table.
Kinky boots time.
Wow.
There are some boots.
Those are nice.
All right, so this is a very dominant display, right, of his style and aesthetic, where he has these boots and he just puts them on the table. It's like, hey, yeah. They even say, I think, put it on the table over there to show us, right? He's just like the peacock. He's like, bam, these are my feathers. Puts it on the table. Notice also how, because of his playful character, they're like, hey, Russell, you got these kinky boots on, which is very, it's a very, let's say, suggestive, right? It's a very seductive way of saying it, or it's kind of cheeky in a sense. You'd say in British humor, right? It's a little bit cheeky. And he just puts, his leg on the table. But then I love what he does after this. Check it out.
Put your feet up, relax.
I wouldn't do that. I don't want to disrespect you.
So she says, you can just put your feet up and relax. But then he's noticing like that's going kind of against the frame of them doing their job. And like he really values politeness and manners. And so what he does is he's like, no, I don't want to disrespect this program by being too lax here, in a sense, right? And he puts his foot down, in a sense, puts his foot down. I don't know, double meaning, but he puts his foot down and then he reinforces his values, right? Which is politeness and manners.
Your program.
Okay, no,
You did ask to see.
No, I did, and I like
fellow English woman, so
And we
I felt
we
obliged.
talked about kinky boots.
With a fellow English woman, so I felt obliged.
Recently.
Yes, it's a fantastic show. You have to go. Okay, Russell. Ooh,
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
You just disrespected the table. Giant Jenga. It's like your desk is a puzzle.
It is. I'm sorry about
So now he's pulling on the table and he's like thinking, oh, this is like a game of Jenga. You can like pull it apart, right? So what's happening here is he's using the flaw, right, as a part of his bits, as a part of his humor. So if someone makes an awkward noise and shuffle in the chair and like, you know, someone hears it and you don't say anything about it, but inside you're saying like, wow, that was really awkward. It's making other people feel awkward because they're not noticing your social cues. You see what I'm saying? So they're not noticing the fact that you're noticing. So if you notice that it's awkward and you say it out loud, man, that was so awkward, that sounded like a fart, or whatever it is, right, in that moment. If there is a social mishap, you point it out and you laugh at it. It's like, it's nothing, this happens, you know. He's reframing it as, this is like a game of Jenga. So I think that's very powerful.
that.
What is
Can
the
I help
solution?
you? I think we could put back in. So,
There you go, love. Be
Russell
careful,
comes on,
because that's a
breaks
low-cut
the
dress.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I'm only flesh and blood. I've got
Okay, so he says, be careful, you know, don't lean too far because, you know, it's a low-cut dress. You know, I'm only flesh and blood, he says. So he's clearly attracted to this woman. She's much older, but still he's, you know, he's complimenting her without actually complimenting her, okay? In a sense, you like, you know, he's not saying, oh, you're showing too much cleavage, or, oh, you're dressing up for this in a weird, he's not saying any of that, right? He's saying, oh, that's a very low-cut dress. You know, I'm only flesh and blood. Like, I'm a man. You know, I'm going to react to that, in a sense, okay? So notice how powerful that is and how she takes that.
got instincts.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, okay. Like, she doesn't really know how to react to that, right? In a sense. Which is a great, you know, it's a destabilizer in a sense, because your confidence and the way that you pull things off, and of course he is a celebrity, so being around a celebrity, you can be a bit like nervous and giggly, but watch how he dominates the frame of this entire interview, okay?
Tell me what you need to know.
I'm just going to have a drink here. Patty Cake, question.
Messiah Complex. That's the name of your tour.
Yes.
Do you have one?
No. It's
Oh.
mental illness.
Right. And you don't have that either?
I hope that I'm here as a fully qualified professional gentleman.
None of us are
Free from mental illness.
free from it.
None of you. This is a hotbed of neurosis and
Insanity.
psychosis.
Yes.
Oh, my word, I'm grateful to be here.
Yeah,
But Joe's not here, so there are no messiahs.
that's true. Although we actually bring more mental illness to the table than we admit, at least that's on this side here, for sure.
On this side.
Like he's not actually like taking that joke, you know, because it's self-deprecation and it just doesn't vibe with his reality, you know. So he's letting it pause for a second to just let it simmer in. Like, am I supposed to laugh at that? Like, look at his face right now, right? She's like, oh, especially on this side of the table, mental illness, or whatever joke she made about herself, which was self-deprecating. He like, look,
So tell me about the tour.
look at his face. He's like, what? Like, he's completely authentic here. He's not like, oh, I'm going to pretend to wear a social mask and I'm going to, you know, go along with this interview. No, he's just like, what the heck are you talking about? You know?
Or you're starting in Abu Dhabi? Is that where it began?
Yeah, it's in a lot of Middle Eastern nations and South Africa and all across Europe, and of course in your wonderful country and in our country. I'm very, it's a really good tour. I'm talking about Malcolm X, Che Guevara, Gandhi, and Jesus Christ, and how these figures are significant culturally, and how icons are appropriated and used to designate consciousness and meaning, particularly posthumously.
And what brings all those?
Boom. You know, something that I love about Russell Brand is his ability to nonchalantly but so eloquently articulate his words and speak in a manner that is very intellectual, right? It's intellectual, it's sharp, but it's also flowing. It's not jagged, right? He says posthumously very casually, expecting other people to know it, right? This is that kind of, quality of certain hipsters that you've been around, where they're speaking in such a unorthodox jargon, right? It's like this big words, and it makes you sound very smart. But he is a smart guy, he is a smart guy, and he's displaying that higher value right now by speaking it that way. He mentions the word consciousness in an interview. So there you go.
Those people together.
They're all people that died for a cause. They're all people whose icons are used to designate meaning, perhaps not in the manner in which they intended.
I kind of like that. That sounds dead serious.
Yeah, well,
so she's like, wow, I didn't, recognize that you were that smart. I mean, I thought you were just like a goofy actor, but, you really bring up some interesting points in this comedy special. That sounds serious, He changed his tone and his manner in which he was speaking, and he's giving other people permission to step into that frame of, hey, I'm talking about something pretty serious. Okay, now watch how he switches this around now.
Funny when you do it as a joke. I'm totally seriously. That's what I'm doing on stage.
Can't we get 30 seconds?
So he kind of breaks that, right? The seriousness and then the let's just check it out of the job, right? So this is that yin-yang quality that I want to mention here, because he overreaches, underreaches, and then he finds the perfect level, okay? This is how you find flow state in your communication too. You kind of do things, you exaggerate it, and then you bring it down, and then you get serious, and then you see charisma is between playfulness and seriousness, and he has a perfect balance of charisma.
Seconds now?
Well, not really, love. I mean,
Gandhi,
this is
go.
how it works. Gandhi, go. I hope that's not your message too.
So Joe's like, or Brian, I think his name is. Brian is like, all right, Gandhi, go. I'm putting you on the spot. All right, pop quiz. And he's like, Gandhi, go. So notice how he repeats things back. Whenever you get challenged by something, guys, okay, repeat the thing back to the person. And that's just the best way to respond. You don't need to respond to that ridiculous statement or question. He's saying, Gandhi, go. He's saying, Gandhi, go. I hope that's not whatever he's going to say now, but I'm giving you this as an example because it's super powerful. Okay, this is potent stuff. Someone's like, that's weird. You just go, that's weird? If someone goes, oh, you're being too nice. You're like, I'm being too nice. If someone's like, you're such a nerd or whatever. You're like, I'm such a nerd. Like, is that really how you think of me? Oh, I would have never guessed. That's intriguing. Tell me more, right? That's the vibe that you want to get from this. So any kind of challenge that you get from your environment, you just question it. Question the challenges from your environment. It doesn't have to be true. You just go, question mark? Is this really legit, what you're telling me right now? Oh, you're probably, you're just like, people see me with my long hair. Oh, he's just a hippie. Oh, I'm just a hippie. Am I just a hippie? It leaves this space of tension that can build into something else. It's powerful as a communication tool. Repeating things back to the person who told you the comment, okay? Powerful stuff.
Gandhi and the people of India.
It's funny though, because I travel a lot. And
All these people are at work, are they?
yeah, they're
He's not worried about cutting Brian off mid-sentence. He's sort of in his own world and creating his own vibe, So he's like, I travel a lot, and I'm going to show off to you right now and how much I travel. He's like, these people work here, huh? He's just making an observation.
They're just at work.
Well, no.
Work more quietly.
They're Facebooking, actually.
What are they doing?
Facebooking.
They're Facebooking.
Yeah.
Shopping.
He's like, all of them are looking back like, huh, I didn't expect that. Like, someone, acknowledging us. I guess, like these two guys, right? These two people here, they're like turning around. He's like, work more quietly.
I bet they can't look at pornography. I bet it's blocked on their website, huh?
I don't know. I don't know.
Funny vibe. Dude, this guy's like, yeah, I do that. Yeah, I totally do that.
But they're allowed to look at, if they wanted to, they can tweet, they can Facebook.
Yeah, they have to. That's part of
They're
their job.
probably tweeting right now.
They're tweeting themselves senseless back there.
Yeah.
Lovely. That's to create the atmosphere of we're a hotbed of
It's a
news.
working news. Yeah.
They're actually actors.
They're all fully qualified actors.
Yeah.
They're all just now looking for acting work.
So he's putting on this is like a rule of improv, right? You say yes and to whatever is given. It's one of the ways which you really establish flow state. So if someone's like, oh, nah, they're just actors, you play along with it. So he's like, yeah, they are just all actors,
So people, you have a pretty broad range here. I'm going to ask a serious question. Can I try? I'll try.
Try. It's never good.
I'll try.
Go ahead.
Everyone asks, what do you like better, TV, movies, or stand-up? Which one's more difficult? I mean, going on stage, I think, is probably pretty tough. Movie can be boring because you shoot a thing 100 times. TV is what it is.
There are challenges in all of those different disciplines. The thing I enjoy most is stand-up comedy because you're direct with your audience. You can't be misinterpreted. People can't get confused. You know what happens if you work in media? People like to change the information so that it suits a particular agenda. If you're in a room with people, then what you're saying is clear. If you say something that people are confused about, you can explain it to them then. If you say something as a joke, people can't pretend that you're saying it seriously. So I like having direct communication with people because I believe people are very, very intelligent, but the information gets manipulated a lot and people like to cause fake stirs and stuff.
Funny, the accent, when I see him in person, it's totally fine. Forgetting Sarah Marshall or the TV show, it's fine. But on satellite radio in the car, I can't understand a single joke you say.
You can't understand it.
Can you
I can't.
understand me?
Yes, but I'm telling you, when I'm driving the car.
This is an excellent example of that, right? Of what I was telling you earlier. Like, I can't understand a thing you're saying. Like, you can't understand it. He's like shocked, right? He's like, you can't understand. You can't understand it, right? It's so powerful, guys, okay? This guy's challenging him a lot, Brian, by the way. You'll notice it.
Car and everyone's laughing in the audience of the radio. I'm like, I have no idea what he's saying.
It's best you focus on your driving.
Brian, I think you're way too ahead of yourself. Just focus on driving. Don't focus on my words. You're going to crash if you don't understand me.
You're a man. You don't want to be distracted by humour. You might crash into a pedestrian.
Okay. So it's a good thing.
I think it's probably for the best.
I think I'm just this is my first
Brand experience.
Yeah. I think it's not listening to him. It's experience.
That joke was so lame, though, from Brian. Brand experience.
It's just sort of taking it all in.
You're talking about it as if I'm not here and as if I'm an extra.
This is what I mean about establishing boundaries, right? Like, he looks like he's kind of just like taking it all in. And he's like, what do you mean he? Like, I'm right here. Why don't you just refer to me by name? That's one of his boundaries. And he's establishing it right here, And notice how this makes her even more nervous as he does this.
Extraterrestrial. I'm from a country that's near to you.
Window dummy. We're just sort of admiring the whole.
You're like a shop window dummy. Oh my goodness. He's like, yeah, but no, I'm not really.
Well, it's the whole thing.
Well, thank you for your casual objectification.
It's an experience.
Well, thank you for your casual objectification. He says it in a casual way as well, which is, it's so powerful. If he was trying to be sarcastic, thank you for your casual objectification, It wouldn't work, guys. It wouldn't work. But he just does it so eloquent. Notice the eloquence with the speech, the flow state with the speech. That's what I want you guys to notice.
Experience.
I'm glad that it is positive for you.
It's very positive, absolutely. Any other questions? I'm a little nervous.
You've become nervous.
Okay.
Why are you nervous?
Really?
You've become nervous, right? He's like questioning, oh, why have you become nervous? It's okay. It's okay to be around me. I know I'm a celebrity. It's okay to be you around me. It's completely fine, This is so powerful. Like, if someone's nervous around you, just be like, hey, it's okay. You're beautiful. You're awesome. You can be you around me. I don't mind. I'm used to this. You know, that's what you're saying. The subtext is, I'm used to this. You know, it's okay. It's chill. I know people are kind of overwhelmed by my presence, but it's fine. It's all good.
You're a powerful woman. You've got a lovely job. What seems to be the trouble?
I don't know.
You've got a hair like Princess Diana.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, I've never
When
seen
she was alive.
She's like, oh wow, like oh, I guess.
Doesn't be an offensive.
Here's a little subtext.
Yes.
I'm petrified of her, and you have her on her heels.
She's just moved down the
I
other
absolutely love this. Keep
Willie,
keep
what's
going.
the, okay.
What seems to be the trouble, love?
No, I'm good. We're now going to.
What seems to be the trouble, love? You know, he becomes he takes on the role of the savior, the therapist in this case.
A therapy. Would you do therapy with Willie Brandt?
With who?
Willie Brandt. Would you do therapy with him?
I don't know why she calls him Willie Brand in this case. Do you guys understand this? Because I don't get it. Personally, I don't understand what the heck, you know, she's even talking about. Maybe it's just like an inside joke she has. Guys, you gotta match your authenticity with your relevance. If you're just being authentic purely and you're making some joke, I don't know, someone in the comments maybe explain it to me. What she means by Willie Brand. But I don't know, is Willie Willie is like William, right? Not even Russell. And you know, Russell hearing this, he's just like, who the heck is Willie, right? He says this at this point.
I don't, because that's where he's heading.
Okay, I'm all right.
You shouldn't say he when a person is present. You should refer to the person by their name. That's basic good manners.
That is where Willie is heading.
He's like trying to establish boundaries, and she makes this lame Willie joke again. And look how he responds. He doesn't, you know, overreact. He's just like,
Who is Willie?
who's Willie? And she just breaks, right? He breaks her character. He's trying to make a joke. She's like,
I don't know.
Okay, Russell Brand.
Is this what you all do for a living?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm here to. Okay, well, let me help you. I'm here to promote a tour called Messiah
you
Complex.
see how he dominates the frame here? He's like, all right, are you guys doing your job here? All right, we're here to promote my book. Okay, this is what you guys are doing. Okay, you get. And actually, what he exaggerates it so much that he ends up taking the papers, making his own news segments, being the newscaster. He's taking their profession as a joke, but it's such a powerful frame shift. Just notice this, okay?
It's here for the people of America. I want the people of America to come and see me do stand-up. Go to russellbrand.tv where you can purchase tickets to see me. These people, I'm sure, are typically very, very good at their job. What is it? You're conveying news to the people of America.
Yes.
People of America, we're going to be okay. Everything's all right. These are your trusted anchors.
Leaning.
Is that a news link? Use your papers. I'll shuffle them for you.
Yeah, shuffle. Look,
Give us that.
That's good. Pen. You need a pen.
Okay, coming up later. Thank you very much, Kat. Okay, we're going to be talking about the situation with Edward Snowden. This whistleblower, is it good what he's done for America, or are our secrets being jeopardized by his intentions? We're going to be talking about that. Also, Bradley Manning. Is Bradley Manning an American hero, or is he compromising the safety of American troops? We care about your views here on Morning Joe. We'll be talking about those later. Here with me are Brian and Kat. Brian, nice type. What do you think about Edward Snowden? What do you think about the situation with Snowden? Have you got anything to hide? Should we be concerned about the revelations?
I love it, man. He takes over the frame and then he gives it back to Brian. And he's like, you got something to hide like Snowden? I love it.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with you. I understand everything he said.
No, it's because you're looking at him. When you don't see him and you don't see them lips,
I
move, it's
understand the
fine.
whole thing.
Stop saying he. I'm present.
Again, he's establishing the same boundary that he established with this Willie woman. I don't know what her name is, but Willie woman. But he established the boundary again, right? And it's a carefrontation. It's a loving interruption. It's not like, you know, hey, I said it once, all right? And he does it playfully. So now they're willing to listen, actually.
Russell, what's wrong with your manners?
You're good.
Be polite.
I'm coming in tomorrow with a big necklace, and I'm opening
Look
it.
beyond super.
I'm coming here tomorrow with a big necklace and like chest hair out.
Official. That's the problem with current affairs. You forget about what's important. You allow the agenda to be decided by superficial information.
She's like, whoa. Oh my God, he's right. Are we entertainers or newscasters? You know, He's getting them to question themselves and their own doubt, their own insecurities, essentially. This is powerful.
What am I saying? What am I talking about? Don't think about what I'm wearing. These things are redundant,
I'm distracted.
superficial.
Okay.
Don't be distracted. What do you think that gesture means, the way you're touching that bowl? What does that indicate?
Oh, there we go. This is a classic Russell Brand, innuendo example, okay? Like, look at her face, man. And Brian is cracking up as well because he's petrified of this woman, you know? Everybody, like the whole room reacts to this, right? Because he's just like, he's pointing out the obvious. Nobody else is saying it. So he's like, hey, what are you doing over there, okay?
What is that? What's the subtext of that?
We gotta go to break.
You need to lose that ring, Mika, because it don't mean nothing to you. She's grasping for the shaft. She's a shaft grasper.
She's a shop girl. And I love that the camera like pans in on her face and she's like holding the mug up, like she's like,
Russell, that was free, but it was worth the money.
That was
We'll
great.
buy tickets.
That was
Absolutely.
great. We don't need to see the tour. That
I
was
got it
fabulous.
now. Russell Brand.
Messiah complex.
Thank you. The Tour Messiah Complex
Don't be nervous.
starts in August in Abu Dhabi, right?
You're ovulating.
Oh, I'm ovulating.
yes, sir. You're ovulating. That's why you're nervous.
Oh my God.
Okay, we're ready. My work is done here.
All right, ready. My work is done here. I've healed the people. Now it's time to go back to the regular world. I've gone into from the hero's journey, the ordinary world to the extraordinary world. I'm coming back into.
It comes to the U.S. in August. More Morning Joe in just a moment.
Who is Joe?
It's right here.
I'm sweating.
Wow. Okay, guys. So, look, I hope you enjoyed my breakdown. Okay, I know I went deep into it, and yeah, we broke down a lot of different concepts. If you would like more one-on-one coaching in terms of this, I notice flow state in people. I'm very keen to catch it out. And so if you want more of these types of videos, let me know. And yeah, I'll definitely get to them. Having said that, have an amazing day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. See you next time.